A final lesson on the Aztecs and the Spanish conquest of what today called Mexico. Aftermath. Here's the 5 questions based on the previous lesson. You know what to do with them. Go back on the previous video if you need to. Apocalypse into the world. Smallpox, disease, nobles, rich and posh, the people who own the land. Landowners, migrants, you move there. Fusion, 2 things mixing and becoming one, a fusion. So, what happened after the Spanish victory? Well, because the Spanish didn't bring smallpox deliberately, they had no control over it. Once they'd won, they couldn't order it to stop. The smallpox carried on ravaging the population of the area. Not just the Aztecs, the Tlachcans, the Tabascans, everybody in what we would today call Central America and later on South America was completely, I was going to say decimated, that's the wrong word, that means 1 person in 10. In fact, we think about 90% of the population died. Here's some Aztec pictograms of the scene. They didn't have a written language, but they draw pictures. Here's the infection being passed. It carried on spreading, and like I said, in certain parts of Central America, up to 90% of the population died within a few years of the Spanish getting there. So they conquered an empire and lost most of the population, most of the workers. The conquistadors, well, what happened to them? Well, they were given vast areas of land and became nobles. Cortes himself was given huge tracts of land in what today called Mexico. So they became the nobles, the ruling class. They're rich, posh, and powerful. And in many parts of Mexico today, their descendants are still there, and they're still massive landowners and very rich in Mexico. What happened to the rest of the country? Well, there's now a shortage of workers because most of them are dead from smallpox. So thousands of poor Spaniards moved there. Yeah. And they mixed over time with the remaining Aztecs and the people like them. And we have modern Mexican culture today is a fusion. It is part Aztec and it's part Spanish. Let's look at the Mexican flag. So you've got your European style flag with 3 colors. But in the middle here, an eagle, snake in its beak, on its claw, on a little cactus on an island. That's the Aztec symbol. That's the Aztec foundation mythology of how the Aztec came to build Tenochtitlan in the place they built it in the middle of a lake because a sign from the gods of an eagle with a snake in its beak. So it's part European, part Aztec. Mexico today, you've heard of the Day of the Dead. They have a very different view of death than we do today, and you can see it's at least in part a mixture of Spanish Catholic religion and Aztec beliefs on death. That's how come the skull comes in, the Disney movie Pixar. So Mexico today is a fusion of Spain and the Aztecs. And in some parts of Mexico today, they don't speak Spanish. I think it's Nahuatl is the language, and they're still spoken in some parts of Mexico today.